everyone, and welcome to the August 15th Boardroom Recap. I'm Ashley Alvarez, and I'm excited to share updates with you from our August 15th regular monthly board meeting. We've been doing these boardroom recaps for a while now to keep you informed of what's happening at VISD school board meetings. We believe it's important to keep our community informed throughout important processes, ensuring transparency and engagement every step of the way. And as we get into the 2024-25 school year, we are full steam ahead. This board meeting kicked off with public testimony and open forum. This is where community members get the chance to share their thoughts and concerns directly with the board. There were no public comments. The board convened a public meeting to discuss the school district's budget, a critical step in determining the tax rate to be adopted. During the meeting, community members had the opportunity to ask questions about the budget, which were addressed by the interim superintendent. After wrapping up the public portion of the board meeting, the board moved into information items. Interim Superintendent Randy Meyer and trustees shared important areas from the August administration report. Next, we moved on to action items, and get comfy, there were a lot. The board discussed and took action to approve the 2024-25 Employee Compensation Plan, version 2. Now remember, the board adopted version 1 of the Employee Compensation Plan at the May regular monthly board meeting. Version 1 included a small pay increase for employees. Classified staff, bus drivers, paraprofessional, and clerical saw an increase of 67 cents per hour, whereas teachers, depending on their years of experience, saw anywhere from $500 a year to $2,223 a year. Admin, instructional, and business saw a 1% to midpoint raise. The version 2 compensation plan discussed by the board at this meeting provides raises across the board again for all employees that meet the target amounts recommended by the board subcommittee for teacher and staff compensation. Classified staff, bus drivers, paraprofessionals, and clerical will see an additional increase of $1.33 per hour, whereas teachers, again depending on their years of experience, see anywhere from $1,000 a year to $4,767 a year. And admin, instructional, and business will see a 2% to midpoint raise. We are so happy to share that the board did approve the 2024-25 Employee Compensation Plan version 2. The board discussed and took action on the adoption of the 2024-25 budget, specifically the Maintenance and Operations, or M&O, Child Nutrition, and Debt Service. CFO Michelle Yates reviewed revenues and expenditures for the upcoming year for each of these funds. She noted that the M&O will be in a deficit budget even after cutting department budgets, as previously shared during the July budget workshop. The state's funding formula is based on attendance, and unfortunately, attendance rates have not recovered since the pandemic. Additionally, state funding per child in attendance has not increased since 2019, although inflation has caused most goods and services to increase. Child Nutrition will be able to operate a balanced budget and will be able to utilize the CEP. VISD is eligible to receive federal funding, so students may eat one free breakfast, lunch, and dinner if they attend our K-12 schools. This program really ensures that every child has access to nutritious meals. Our debt service budget will be utilizing fund balance to cover part of the debt payment, and we will still have approximately $5 million in interest and sinking, or INS fund, which is 50% of our payment. The board approved the adoption of the 2024-25 budget. The board discussed and took action on the adoption of the 2024-25 tax rate. The state imposed a small tax compression this year, moving the M&O rate down to 0.0023%, or less than a quarter of a penny. With our previously approved 8 golden pennies and the request for 9 copper pennies to fund version 2 of the compensation plan, this brings the adopted M&O tax rate to 0.7869 per $100 of taxable value. The debt service rate was maintained at 0.1066 for a total tax rate of 0.8935 per $100 of assessed taxable value. The board approved the adoption of the 2024-25 tax rate of 0.8935 per $100 of assessed taxable value. The board considered and approved an order calling an election to ratify school district taxes pursuant to Section 26.08 of the Property Code. When the board approved the budget and tax rate, it triggered a voter approval tax rate election, or VATRE, which will be held on November 5th, 2024. The additional local revenue generated by this tax increase is in response to the board subcommittee for teacher and staff compensation work last spring, where the community told the board they wanted to increase staff pay and work on facilities. With no new state funding, the voters will decide if teachers and staff will receive the version 2 pay increase. The board has called for a VATRE for the November election. You can find everything you need to know about the 2024 VATRE election by visiting visd.net/VATRE. Lastly, the board approved the consent agenda. Okay, that was a lot to take in, I know. Following all of that, the board moved to closed session to address confidential matters. The board reconvened for official action to employ personnel. As you know, the superintendent search is on and the community survey is available. Whether you're a parent, student, staff member, or community member, your voice matters, and we want to hear from you. Scan the QR code and share your thoughts today. And stay up to date on the superintendent search process. Visit visd.net/superintendent search and make plans to attend the last public meeting on August 19th at 6 p.m. at Mission Valley Elementary. And that's a wrap for a super productive board meeting. Make sure you stay tuned for more updates in the coming months. If you can't make the VISD school board meetings in person, we're back in our boardroom so you can watch live via the VISD website. Visit visd.net and right under the rotating banner, you'll see school board meetings. Click that button and select Watch Live. And if you can't watch live, that's what we're here for. Make sure you're following Victoria ISD on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and subscribe to Victoria ISD on YouTube.